Okay, today's talking point is Aerosmith's second album, Get Your Wings. Now, they'd already done Dream On their first album, so they'd already come out with an absolute classic, but this is their second album. This one's got Same Old Song and Dance in it. It's got SOS, it's got Lord of the Thighs, not sure what that one's about, and it's got Train Kept a Rolling, right? And this is what I'm going to talk about today, Train Kept a Rolling, for two reasons. One, Aerosmith are one of my favourite bands. Two, it's got a guest appearance by two of my favourite guitarists. So, win-win, as I believe people say these days. Train Kept a Rolling was a cover when the Yardbirds did it. It's the first song Led Zeppelin ever played together, and Train Kept a Rolling is the one I'm sure you know goes. This is great. It's a great song. Train Kept a Rolling all night long. Right. Now, this album was produced by Jack Douglas, who produced two of my favourite, and I would venture, best sounding rock albums of all time, which are Rocks by them, by Aerosmith. It's one of the greatest rock albums of all time, as is Derringer Sweet Evil, right? But I believe the executive producer was Bob Ezrin, right? There's stories out now, Brad Whitford's done two incredibly gracious, very honest interviews about it in recent times. I believe that they were just struggling to get a guitar solo on, right? Which you would imagine Brad and Joe, as world-class guitar players, could play in their sleep, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. If you read Tony Visconti's book about recording Bad Reputation, he's got a pretty good take on, sometimes you just have to say, it's not happening, come back tomorrow. Anyway, Bob Ezrin, who by the way, I'm sure you know, produced Berlin for Lou Reed and The Wall for Pink Floyd, was in the corridor, and there, who should he see but Steve Hunter, one of the rock and roll animals, from Alice Cooper's band and from Lou Reed's Rock and Roll Animal, perhaps the greatest live album of all time, although Aerosmith's live bootleg is up there with it. And he said, could you come in? I'll clear it with the guys, could you come in and just lay down a solo? So Steve Hunter came in, right? Now, if that were me, I'd have been absolutely crushed. And you need, like professional sport, you need a lot of self-belief to make it in music. And as I said, Brad Whitford's been incredibly gracious. In the first interview I saw on this subject, he said something along the lines of, first, I was shocked, then I was angry, then I was sad. I'm paraphrasing, but it was something along those lines. And in the recent interview, he said, what can you say? They're fantastic solos. Stephen Dick played incredible solos. Now, I believe Steve Hunter played the first solo, the second solo, the third one after a bit more vocals, and then there's a spliced on live section of the song, which I think Dick Wagner played the lead guitar on. I'm going to do the three Steve Hunter solos. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that, And before we go any further, Brad Whitford and Joe Perry are world-class guitar players. If you think, what's a fantastic Brad Whitford guitar solo? Well, Last Child, plays some incredible stuff on Back in the Saddle. How about another Brad Whitford great solo, Kings and Queens? How about another one, Nine Lives? How about another one, my favourite, Nobody's Fault? Joe Perry, Dude Looks Like a Lady, check out that one. Probably my favourite is Angel, and The Other Side. And again, these are guys that I've put down on record, which is not an easy thing to do. A lot of great playing. So as I said, Bob Ezrin's right in the studio, in the corridor rather, of the studio, and says to Steve Hunter, would you like to come in, maybe help us out with this one? And Steve Hunter plays the most mind-blowing blitzkrieg guitar you could ever imagine. Now, I believe, I think, again, I'm paraphrasing, but I think Brad Whitford said he took a couple of passes, and then he said, yeah, I'm loose, let's go, and put down the solos. I'm attempting to do these solos on this guitar. I have two Les Paul Juniors. I've got this one. This is a 1986 one. You may notice something unusual about it, which is this. It's got a Tune-o-matic. And John, my friend, who does all my guitar techie stuff, the day that I got this one, I said to him, I finally got a two-tone burst Junior, like I had in the 90s. He said, is it the one I had? And I said, well, I don't know. So I sent him a picture of it. And he said, oh no, he says, oh, it's 86. He says, it's the one where they started to reissue them and they didn't really care that much. So it's got a Tune-o-matic rather than a stock bar. But I absolutely love this guitar. The other one I've got is a historic collection TV one you've maybe seen in videos I've done. That's a great guitar too. I am very lucky to have both of them. Right? So I'm going to go through these guitar solos. The sound for me kind of defines a Junior, much like Lou Reed's Rock and Roll Animal did. From the first, and this, even between the verses or stages, it's just got a spiky Junior sound, to me anyway, right? So if you bear with me, I'll go through these guitar solos for the simple reason that I absolutely love them. So here we go. Train kept a rolling.